Hello and welcome back to my scrap room. My name is Jennifer Perry. And after the day that I have had today, I just said, you know what? I want to go on vacation. I am making a cruise, cabin, or stateroom essentials video today because we woke up at 4:30 this morning to a massive storm, and while there was no damage to my house or my property, thank goodness, I have to be thankful for that, we did have a 9-hour power outage. So, I spent all day dreaming of a vacation. So what I wanted to do is, since I was dreaming of a vacation, and I have a friend of mine that is wanting some more information about cruising and things that she should take with her, I thought I would make this video and show you this is my cruise stateroom or cabin essentials. These are the items that will make your room a little bit more functional, or at least I think. Now these are not my ideas. I have learned about these ideas over the last 4 or 5 years from Sherry at Cruise Tips TV. They are wonderful, and I have incorporated a few more that kind of make life a little bit easier. So I thought that I would open this up and show you. Now as you can see, everything that I need to make the room a little bit more functional fits in a makeup bag. That's it. This is not very big. It can just slip into your luggage, no big deal. Slip into a backpack, your husband's backpack, you know, whatever. It's not very big at all. The only item that is not in it is this plug adapter, and that is because it lives in my backpack. This goes with me everywhere when I travel, and I'll explain this in just a moment. But that's the only item that I would consider a room essential that is not in this bag because it lives in my backpack. Okay, so we're going to dump it all out. And you're going to go, what in the heck? Let me just lay it out for you. And no, I did not do this ahead of time because I wanted you to see that this does not take much. Okay, so that is basically it. So we're going to break this down. I know some of it's off screen. I'll break it down to where you can see it and we'll talk about it. So the first thing is these two little things right here. You've heard over and over, especially if you've done any cruise research or anything like that, to take a shoe rack with you. I do not take a shoe rack. They take up way too much luggage. I travel with carry-on only, but I did find that the hooks for the over-the-door shoe hanger, I wanted these. The last several years I've cruised in January, which means you take your coat with you. And you need somewhere to put your coat because you don't want to take up your precious closet space because it's a cruise cabin. They're not very big to begin with. So I found if I take a couple of these, and it really just depends on what side your door is, so it can either be this thick or it can be this thick. It's just interchangeable. But you take a couple of these, you pop them on your bathroom door, you pop them on your closet doors, whichever, and you can hang your jackets off of these. And it also keeps your jacket accessible because sometimes at sea, at night, it is cold. So that's what those are. The second item, and I'm going to leave it in the bag because I'm going to have to rip the bag to get it out, but I'll hold it up for you. It is a just little car vent air freshener. And what you're going to do is you're going to put this in the room vent. It's going, like for the air conditioner, you're just going to pop it like you would your car, just pop it on the vent. This is going to keep your room smelling very fresh. I do this with regular hotel rooms too. I have been known to take the little Christmas trees with me. I've been known to take these with me and just pop them in the hotel vents. They work perfectly and it will keep your room smelling nice. The second item is a pen and a pack of little post-it notes. They don't need to be, it can even be just one 4x4 square. I thought these were cute. I bought them for the upcoming cruise. They're going to live in my bag. Okay, so these two items kind of go hand in hand. You want a way to distinguish your door in the hallway. They're all going to look the same. They're all going to look the same. It doesn't matter. Some of them are going to be decorated, but they're all going to basically look the same. So you will either have a way to tie a ribbon around something to mark it as your door, or it'll be a magnetic door if there's no ribbon. 9 times out of 10, I've not been on a cruise where there hasn't been a way to do a ribbon or a magnet. So I take a little piece of ribbon, I take a little magnet, whichever way this is going to work on whatever cruise I'm on, I've got a choice, and I've got a way to mark my door so that when I walk up to it, I'm not constantly having to check the room number. Is this my door? On a lot of older cruise ships, you need a way to keep the light on. They normally will have you put your key card, your sign-in sale card, in the little slot. But if you take a used gift card, you put it in the slot, and that way you can put your key card in your wallet, you can put your key card wherever you need to put your key card to keep it safe and make sure you don't leave without it and lock yourself out of the room. That comes with the magnets. That's why I have 4 magnets here, and they are very strong magnets. I'm going to have Mike pull them apart because they are stuck together. But I also take a few magnets because I use them to hang my purse, I use them to hang hats. I will, if I take my purse off the hook, like if we're leaving the room, I will take the key card out and hang it there, and that way I know where the key card is so I can turn the lights back on and then stick it right back in the door. But these can be used for many, many, many different things. The walls of your room are magnetic, and I found if I just take 4, I don't need more than that, then I've got room to hang all the little bitty things, hats, scarves, lanyards, purses, bags, because these are the really heavy duty ones, and they work out great. I take a couple of hair ties because I don't always have hair ties with me, and you never know what length my hair is going to be, so I always just keep a couple of hair ties in there just as emergencies. The other item is I keep a regular, cheap Timex watch with my cruise gear, because when you leave the ship you need to make sure to set a watch on cruise time, not local time, or you're going to miss your ship getting back. So I either take my waterproof watches with me, or I will have my little Timex, which lives in this bag. I just replaced the battery in it, get it ready for the next cruising season, and that way I can just pop this on. I have got a watch with the ship time on it to make sure that I get back to the ship. Now you're wondering, why can't I just use my phone? Well, they don't recommend that you use your phone because sometimes it likes to go back to local time, because a lot of these phones are set to go for local time. And that way, if you have just a cheap little Timex, it doesn't revert itself. It doesn't set itself to local time. You have to physically set it to the time, and if it's set on ship time, you're least likely to miss the ship. And if I lose it, it's $10. Okay, these are my sea bands. I get a little bit seasick every now and then, so these just stay in my little bag. I get seasick. I don't really get car sick as much. I keep a couple of clothespins to pin curtains shut, to use on the clothesline inside the bathroom, to hold the shower curtain to the wall. Sometimes you need to do that. So a couple of little clothespins come in really, really handy. Put that away. I'm going to talk about all 3 of these at the same time. I always take a little bitty flashlight with me just to leave bedside. Just because you never know when you're going to need a little flashlight. After the 9-hour power issues that I've had this morning, flashlight. I always take a couple of Carabiners. You never know when you might need to have just an extra little hook added to a bag real fast, or I can attach it to one of my bungee cord ends if I need to. This is used for attaching luggage, piggybacking luggage together. It can be used to hold the door temporarily open in your room if you have a balcony room. It can be used to hold curtains open if they won't stay open and you want them to stay open. It can be used as a makeshift clothesline. All kinds of little things. But if you need just a little bit of extra length, I also have found these work for that too. Okay, so these next items, this is a little alarm clock. Just a little cheap alarm clock. I don't know if I got it at Amazon or if I got it at Walmart. But on the last couple of cruises that I was on, I would find myself getting dressed in the bathroom and going, what time is it? And I would either have to run out, because if I'm in the bathroom, I'm not wearing my watch. I would have to run out and check the time, or, you know, ask somebody the time, or, you know, wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and you want to know what time it is, and you're sitting in the bathroom. It's right there. So I popped a little magnet on the back, so it will just stick. And we're going to pretend this is the wall for a minute. It will stick to the cabin wall and not take up any counter space. So that's one item. This is a sensored nightlight. And I, again, just popped a magnet on the back, and it will sit on the cabin wall and not take up any cabin space, but yet when you open the bathroom door, it's just enough light to get into the bathroom without killing yourself. And with these, because my cruise is 15 days next time, I'm just taking 2 batteries that I know that I will need, and then 2 backup batteries, just in case. And then for power, we're going to get to power because there's only 2 plugs in the room. One's European, one's American. There you go, right there. So what we have done, and this has served us very well in the past, and well, let me rephrase that. This is the first year that I'm taking this. I have taken USB ports before, the little bricks that have got 6 USBs in them. I'm trying something new this year. I've done it in hotel rooms and it works fantastic, so I'm definitely taking it with me on the cruise. But this is the the European style plug that will fit in the European plug. I would only use this for cell phones or small electronics that are dual voltage. This is not a converter, it is only an adapter. So as you can see, it is USB. I'm taking this one strictly for cell phones because I know that both of our cell phones are dual voltage and can take this plug, and that will free up these plugs for charging the iPad, using the hair dryer, charging camera batteries, if you have medical equipment that you have to plug in. If you, some people travel with laptops, that will plug into this, no problem. And it takes up, well, this one will live in my backpack because it does take up a little more room in here. But this doesn't take up any room in this bag. You saw it come out of that bag. The other thing that some people take is just, it's a smaller version. I've got it in my other bag. It is just a tiny little cube, even smaller than this, that just has 3 regular plugs on it. So you plug it in once, but you still get 3 plugs in it. I liked this one because it gave you 2 extra USBs and a USB-C. So that's what I liked about this. Even though it's a little bit bigger, it was worth it because you get 3 regular outlets, 2 USBs and a USB-C, and then in the European version you have 2 USBs, and this will work on our cell phones, mine and my husband's cell phones, I know for certain. And as you can see, it fits in this makeup bag, no problem. Now, I have a couple of honorable mentions that do not necessarily fit in this bag. I do not consider them room essentials. It's not going to be something that's going to make the room feel any better, but they are worth taking. First up is, for me, a little wallet and a lanyard. Some ships are now going to the medallions, so you don't have a ship key anymore. This is not the key, this is just a gift card that I still have money on for Carnival. So I know I'll be going to a Carnival cruise eventually, and this is still good, so it lives in my little wallet. But some are going to medallions, some still have room key cards. So I like, for my little wallet, I take with me the room key, a chapstick, and $1 or $2, you know, nothing major. If I need to, you know, like if we're in port or whatever, I don't carry a lot of cash with me in port. We tend to do excursions that are ship sponsored, so I don't need a lot of cash other than $1 or $2 here or there to tip either the shore excursion driver, boat person, you know, the people that help you. So I don't need a lot of cash with me. So that stays around my neck 90% of the time on the boat. I always pack for my day bag a couple of ponchos for excursions because we have been caught in the rain and they are very tiny. I take a couple of extra waterproof band-aids because the last couple of cruises that I've been on, I have either developed blisters or cut my feet or done something stupid that I needed a waterproof band-aid for so that I could still get in the water. So this is just a small little packet, not big at all. This is my second pair of binoculars. We have one pair that we will be taking with us. But this is the second pair that I just bought for us. And they're super tiny. As you can see, they don't take up any room at all. So one pair is going to go in my suitcase and one pair is going to go in my husband's. Because while we may have been married 100 years, we don't necessarily like sharing a lot of our toys. So there goes that. That's the binoculars. And the last thing, even though, and you guys know that I carry a first aid kit. I carry an extensive first aid kit, especially on cruises. But this one is for my shore bag, for doing excursions. And this is just a pre-purchased little first aid kit that I added some Tylenol, some heartburn medicine, and some Advil. Oh, there it is. I wondered where that went. Oh no, that's not it. Okay. That's a little bit of tape. Oh, and I added, I'll tell you about this. I added a couple of safety pins because when we went to Mackinac Island, I popped a button on my britches and my pants fell down. So now I carry a few safety pins with me so that my britches won't fall down if I happen to lose a button in the bathroom. So this is just a little pre-made first aid kit. You can get them anywhere, and I just added a couple of things to them just for excursions, because if you think I'm not going to have my big backpack with me on excursions, I'm going to have my little day bag. So these can just, right there. So this is pretty much it for what comes with me with cruises. There's a couple of other items that don't necessarily have to do with the cruise other than my luggage tags. There's your standard, but this is pretty much it. I hope this is helpful. If you have any questions, please let me know. And until next time, bye.